rest in peace to Josh, and thoughts and prayers to his family.
Under the jurisdiction of the Massachusetts State Athletic Commission, your 3 judges at ringside throughout the evening will be Jackie Morrell, Ken Bolovic, and Joe Peace. Your referee for this the third person in the ring for this contest will be Melissa Kelly. Our opening bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my left, wearing black trunks with yellow trim. He's a battle-tested, hard-nosed veteran who comes to us from São Paulo, Brazil. 8 wins against 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome for Rodrigo Lopes Rodrigues. And his opponent, standing directly across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my right, wearing black trunks with red trim. His record, impressive. 10 wins against 1 lone defeat. He's a man of New England, Portland, Maine, Worcester, Massachusetts, and his hometown of Lawrence, Massachusetts. These days he's training in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Josniel Castro! 8 rounds, super welterweights.
All right, everybody, as you just heard from ring announcer Peter Zimbor, we're going to kick things off here with a 8-round bout at the little bit over the welterweight limit between Josniel Castro, originally from the New England area as an amateur, now living down in Florida, and he'll be taking on Rodrigo Lopes Rodrigues, and the Black Trunks came all the way here, a long flight from Brazil.
And I wouldn't expect Rodrigo to lay down. He went the full distance with Francis Hogan.
That's
and that was
point.
just probably only a year and a half ago in 2022.
I watched that fight, and Hogan threw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah, I mean, Francis is 16-0. Only 2 of his fights haven't ended in knockouts, and Rodrigo was one of the 2 guys who went the distance with him. So,
yeah, I expect this one to go some rounds tonight.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Rodrigo looked very good on the scale as well. I was really impressed. He's in excellent shape. I think he's 41 or 42 years old. He looks great in there. Castro is coming off a win, but he did have an upset knockout loss not too long ago on a CES boxing card against Mitch Louis Charles.
Boston Boxing Promotions own Mitch Louis Charles. That was a big shocking knockout.
Yep, so he's trying to get back on the comeback trail here. And yeah, you can see, already, Lopes is coming right at him. Looking for some spots.
A little check hook.
Castro trying to find his range with the jab. A little 1-2.
Good body work.
Melissa Kelly breaks up the action, warning Lopes for hitting behind the head. This is going to be the first of 9 fights tonight here at the Melrose Memorial Hall. So thank you very much for joining us on CombatSportsNow.com. Appreciate it.
And Castro's, been in there, even in the amateurs, with some, James Perella, Michael Ohan, Mike Fontanez.
A lot of talent.
Ryan Clark, who's been on quite a few Boston boxing shows. So he's
been, he had quite a few amateur bouts, I would say, before going pro. Yeah, Lopez is going to probably make this a tough fight.
Yep.
It's going to be expect a lot of clinching, a lot of inside fighting from him. He's going to definitely be here to try and frustrate Castro and throw him off his game.
And he's not going backwards, like you said, evidenced by how he looked on the scale.
Oh, nice.
Good exchange.
Good exchange there.
He doesn't appear like he's going to be on the horse running away from Castro. He's bringing it right to him.
Yep, this is when I first saw this fight was getting made. This is kind of what I expected in my head, that we were definitely going to see. Castro's got to maybe try and figure out the puzzle in the early rounds here, and he's certainly being pushed against the ropes. And you wouldn't think that Lopes is lost 7 in a row.
Right? No, not fighting like a guy on a skid like that.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I think Castro is beating him to the punch more often in the exchanges.
Yes.
I think he won the round.
I agree.
But good first round by both guys.
Yeah, it's good work. Definitely some good work from both guys there.
I feel like that last exchange was like a microcosm of the round. Right? Snuck in the jab, then he slipped the overhand right. He just beating him to the punch a little bit.
Castro is managed by Chuck Stearns, who's promoted a few shows here in the Massachusetts area. He's been working with Castro, I want to say most, if not all, of his career as a pro so far.
Can't argue with 10-1. It's going well so far.
Got a very animated trainer in the corner of Lopes. Throwing some little shadow boxing there. All right, we're going to be heading into the second round of 8 on our opening bout of the night here on Boston Boxing Promotions. For those tuning in, you're going to see I'd say a hodgepodge of entertainment for you coming up. We got a couple local fights. We got
some debuts.
Got plenty of debuts. We got Brandon Higgins, who's a big favorite.
Yep.
Large Ukrainian heavyweights. We got 2 of those. So it's all over the place on this show for sure. Yeah, this is one of the 2 bouts tonight scheduled for 8 rounds. We'll have mostly 4s and 6s for the rest of the show. Warning there from Melissa Kelly. I believe it was hitting behind the head again.
I think that's what it was. I think buried in the middle of the card could potentially be the fight of the night with Mario Chris Ramirez and Keenan Raymond.
That will be our second. That'll be the fight after this.
Even better. Don't even have to wait.
Yeah,
don't go to the bathroom.
Yeah, don't go to the bathroom on that one. That'll be a fun one for sure. Yeah, we got plenty of 50-50 bouts coming up for sure. So yeah, it should be a fun evening of action. See a little bit. I would call this action a little scrappy here.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys see some head clashes, playing of some rabbit punches.
And I think that's Rodrigo's best chance. I don't think he's going to come out and purely outbox Castro, but if he can, lure him into a firefight here.
Here he is, had him on the ropes there. Not a ton landing on these combinations, but I mean visually it looks good when he's got Castro backing up on the ropes.
Right. You never know what judges are looking for, what their preferences, Local Jermaine Ortiz and Tio, for example,
For sure. And
they gave it to the guy who came forward the whole time, you
never know exactly. You don't know what the judges are going to be preferring. You definitely want to be the guy not on the back foot in these situations.
Mm-hmm. Good body shot there. He snuck in.
Yeah, I think overall the quality punches landing this round are still in Castro's favor, but I will say Lopes is throwing a little bit more, but I don't, again, how effective is the aggression is the question.
And I mean, 8 of the 10 wins Castro has are by way of knockout, and 7 of the 8 that Rodrigo has are by way of knockout. So both of these guys, I think, have proven in a decent sample size to have enough pop for one of those exchanges to potentially end the night,
Absolutely. Another interesting stat is Castro's only been past 4 rounds one time, and that was in 2021. And I think the way they're fighting right now, I think there's a decent chance he might be seeing that 5th, 6th round. So we're going to, he might have to go in.
Cardio's going to get checked tonight.
Absolutely. And Rodrigues has gone the distance in his last 4 of 5. One interesting result that stands out to me is he got stopped in 1 round by Anthony Velasquez.
Really?
But has gone, had a very competitive fight with Jason Quirk back in November, so we had in the 2nd round. And as you said, Francis Hogan certainly threw the tank at him, and he hung in there for 6 rounds.
Way to throw in his nickname there.
So, end of 2. I think Castro's, in my opinion, clearly won both rounds, but he certainly had to work for it.
Definitely. He's got a live guy in front of him.
And as we expected, a guy shows up like that on the scale in great shape, even though has a bit of a losing streak. He's still here to he's not here to fall over.
No.
I'd say of the 2, I think he is breathing a little bit more heavily. And it makes sense. I think he is using a little more. Castro doesn't. I don't think he uses much energy.
No, when he's on the ropes, he's rolling those punches. He's, like you said, not a lot's landing clean. And Rodriguez had a really good punch output, despite, like you said, not a lot of that landing flush,
He's definitely letting the hands go.
Those big overhands that don't land, especially when they miss, they take a lot out of you.
There's Castro, just as you're talking, through a nice combination and got out of there, and that's what he needs to be doing. I think a little bit more of that to comfortably, rack up points here.
And Castro's been mixing in some body work, which is gonna, like you said, pay dividends in a fight you think could see the later rounds.
Yep. Melissa Kelly very forcefully gets on the stop there. That was a good call. As a rabbit punch looked like it was getting ready to be landed. Yeah, a lot of, just jabbing, moving in, moving out right now from Castro. Yeah, the technique on on Lopes is not.
No,
it's a little. The overhands are. They're not crisp, but it works for him clearly.
Like you said, a lot's catching elbows.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he might have snuck in a little right hook there. Some of it's wide, but I mean, he's working.
Nice combination there from Castro.
Yeah, I think Castro's hand speed has just been.
Oh, it's much. Oh, and there you go.
Yep.
He wobbled him. I think there. I think it was a wobble. Maybe it was a trip there, but I think that something landed in there. That
might have been a straight right. He snuck in the middle of it.
Yeah, definitely caught him
back.
Definitely caught him by surprise. Nice. Yeah, Castro's jab is really working well this round.
Jab's been consistently getting there, just a split second quicker than anything that his opponent throws at him. Good head movement.
Yep, I feel like he's doing a better job this round putting the combinations together now.
Oh,
nice. There you go.
Good three-piece right there.
There's a little more uppercuts this round as well. A lot of these getting caught on the gloves. A couple got in there. So good to see Lopes trying to fire back.
Looks like Castro's starting to settle in, like getting his rhythm. Yeah. See it a little. Things are
are
slowing down for him a little bit.
This is his best round by far.
Yeah.
Nice shot there to the body. Yeah, I think he's cruising right along here. Got the 10-second warning bell, but I think Castro has banked another round. So we ended the third, scheduled for 8. Yeah, so Kyle, let's in between rounds here, we'll hype up the rest of the card. We got got some interesting ones. We got Alexis Bolduc is going to make her pro debut from New Hampshire, taking on Chelsea LaGrasse. I hope I got her name right. Coming all the way from Ohio, MMA veteran. Also, but making her boxing
7
debut.
professional MMA fights, I think. So I mean, might be her first time in the ring as a professional boxer, but no stranger to combat.
They're going to be battling over 4 2-minute rounds, so I'd imagine that action is going to be very high intensity. We have Jordan Yanton coming in, another New England guy, taking on the pro debuting Duncan McNeil from Haverhill, Massachusetts, and we don't know what that could be. Who knows?
Right. I did see. I believe Duncan won the 2016 Silver Mittens up in this area as a 16-year-old.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah,
Good call back there.
Yeah,
a youth winning at the youth level. As we come into round 4.
And Yanton's coming off his first loss, right?
He is. Yes, that was a surprising upset to Mike Taylor. Yes, who recently he boxed on a show you main evented.
Yes, in Fall River.
In Fall River back in September. All right, we're around 4-8 right now. And
against our next fight's opponent, right?
Yeah, Mario Ramirez.
Yeah,
so a lot of connections here on this card. As Castro going right back to the jab. Throw another little 1-2 there. Oh.
Nice little jab snuck in.
Yeah. Lopes can sneaks one in once in a while, I'll tell you. Definitely a tricky guy. Very unorthodox, but You know, when you see guys like him that are,
good
lost
body shot.
more than they've won recently. A lot of them maybe not in the best shape, pack it in, but certainly not with Lopes.
Not at all. Great matchmaking.
Yeah, he can see
mouthpiece
falls out
For the clock on screen, do you have the ability to change the font for it?
of Lopes, and I think they're going to wash that off in the corner.
He did look willing to just pick it up and put it in his mouth, but never advised.
Oh, yeah, no, that is we've seen that happen before on a boxing show, and that is not I would call that protocol. So I'm glad to see the mouthpiece getting a needed rinse. We still have 2 minutes left in this round.
Don't get me wrong, Aaron. Bernardo's ring looks very clean and sanitized, but these guys have already been sweating all over it. Wash that off.
Yes.
Smaller ring, too, than, the typical Castleton ring.
This is a bit bigger than you would see if you've watched some of our Boston boxing shows in the past. This is definitely a bigger ring and a new venue here. Aaron Bernardo will also be training in the corner of two fighters tonight, in addition to allowing his ring to be rented. So thank you to Aaron.
Still coming forward.
I mean, you got to give him credit for that.
And, he's throwing combinations. He's here to fight. Nice angle cut there.
Yeah, Castro's ring movement. Are you impressed tonight with it?
Yeah, when he's on the ropes, he's rolling with punches. I thought that was just a nice angle to, 180 the position and put his opponent on the ropes. I haven't seen him a few times. He's kind of accepted being against the ropes and the combinations come, but like you said, his defense is preventing any of those from really having any lasting effect.
Yeah, I think the defense has been pretty solid from Castro tonight. I haven't seen too much get through the gloves. But I'll give Lopes credit here. I think his corner probably told him, "Hey, you need to pick up the pace here," and because he outworked you in that last round.
Yeah.
So I do see an adjustment in that respect, but. Again, I think if the judges are, Allen got through,
right, and that's what I mean when he does back himself into the corner, it's almost like he's looking to set up a trap. He sneaks.
Yes. But hopefully the judges are. Defense is one of the criteria, and I think they should be taking that into account. As Castro did block a lot of those punches.
I don't think he's lost a round yet. For a competitive fight, I still think it's.
Yep.
It's a sweep for him at this point.
Corner sprays him down. We're halfway through this fight. We're going to be coming into the fifth round. This will be the second time that Castro has seen round number 5. First time since 2021.
Folks, remember you can visit the concession stand. Ice cold beer, wine, soda water, and snacks at the concession stand, available in the lobby as you enter the building.
Crowd here has the chance to enjoy some nice crispy Bud Lights, some wine later on if they'd like to.
Rodrigues looks tired, but he doesn't look like a guy that doesn't have anything left in the tank.
Right.
Like you said, he's definitely in shape tonight.
Absolutely. We're in now round number 5. See if Castro maybe picks it up a little bit here. May not need to, honestly.
Right. Good head movement, and then he's out.
This is the first good fight I've had in like 3 weeks. How have we been doing? Because the last 2 has been the fucking work issue. The next Friday we got another bargaining session.
Give these guys credit. Not too much, less clinching in the last couple of rounds. It was a little scrappy in the beginning, but I will say they've been able to at least fight out of the clinch a little bit. As Castro is working off the jab here for the first minute of the fight.
I think I told you he would make producer decisions on productions, like overarching managerial decisions, but he'll be like, it's not. I'm not the producer.
Good check hook.
Yeah, that was nice. Nice and
Landed
timed.
flush,
Nice
yep.
and timed.
And so for this manager thing, he asked Dan, who's the producer,
And he hasn't.
He's like,
Rodrigues hasn't been able to
he would help,
figure a way out to to stop that escape. Every time when that lead left hook, Castro slips under it and then cuts an angle, and then he's kind of like flip-flopping the ring position. Good body shot.
I was going to say, nicely placed body shot
and
there.
he's mixed those in. He hasn't just headhunted the whole time.
He weaves right out of the way of two overhands. Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing from Castro. Really good fundamentals here. Just getting in, not being greedy.
Hit and don't get hit.
Don't get hit. Don't get hit.
Boxing.
Just keep this guy at bay. I would say but listen, Lopes still gets one in once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Nice jab there by Castro. I think Castro has realized that this guy would be hard to knock out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You'd have to really step on the gas. And again, he's been knocked out before. Doesn't want that to happen again. So I think he's in there and realizes he's got to play a little bit safe, see if he can wear him down a bit. But tactically, I think this is a good decision. These overhands just come in bunches from Lopes. Yeah, I'm curious if the judges have given Lopes a round yet. As we're going to be heading here, almost at the end of round 5. All right. Once again, if you're just joining us, first of 8 fights on the show, where he just wrapped up round number 5 of an 8-round bout between Josniel Castro, Rodrigo Lopes, Rodrigues. For those tuning in, you'll get to see Alexis Bolduc fighting Chelsea LaGrasse, Jordan Yetton, Duncan McNeil, Jonathan Delgado's pro debut, Brandon Higgins, a big popular favorite around here, is going to be in action. Jared Degani is going to be kicking it off in the main event as well as his pro debut. And then you can also see 2 giant Ukrainian heavyweights, Andrei Novitsky and Sergey Shedluko, as well as Mario Christopher Ramirez will be up next in I think will be a pretty competitive bout against Keenan Raymond.
Had that one circled.
You and I, when we get close to that fight, you and I know a lot of the people in the corners very well. We'll do our best to call that one neutrally, of course. But
always.
But yeah, we have a great level of interest, I would say, in that fight, particularly. As we head now into round 6 of 8.
Melissa was giving him some instructions there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it was.
Maybe to clean it up a little bit. I'm not sure, but
but like you said, after the first round or two, it's been a clean fight. She's not in there having to break him up.
She's not going to do too much in this fight, which is always good as a viewer.
What you want. Yeah.
Has it been the most exciting fight? No, but I can appreciate what Castro was doing in there. From it, he's
good combination.
They're both working in there every second, trying to put something together. So I can definitely appreciate that. Nice 1-2 there from Castro. Castro's definitely leaning on that jab right now to do the work for him. Just keeping Lopes at bay.
Nice jab again.
I just saw Melissa working last night at the Golden Gloves in Lowell, and I see a couple people from the commission ringside who are also there. Very
busy.
They've been busy. Yeah, absolutely. Got the big amateur tournaments going on right now as well.
Young guy from my gym, Avant Hazard, actually fought in one against. I believe you said you saw Cordell.
I
believe Cordell was cornering
Booker's fighter.
Our opponent.
Yeah.
But good night. On to the finals. Always a good crowd at the All New England Golden Gloves up there.
Nice little combo there from Lopes there. I thought a couple actually got in. I'll say this. I think Castro maybe slowing down a little bit here.
There's been a few times where he's kind of bounced back, dropped his hands, getting late into the 6th here.
Yeah, I think certainly it's starting to wear a bit on both guys. It has to be. Again, they not really used to going 6-8 rounds. So I'm sure
I'm talking like
when they go into that unknown water, it can wear on you a bit.
And I mean, Lopes still coming forward, still trying to put punches together.
Spending a lot of time chasing Castro around the ring. That has
Yep.
really been the story here. It's a tricky target. I think that right eye of
Starting to swell.
Lopes is starting to see some swelling there.
I mean, that's like you said, quite a few jabs have landed since the very first round. So
Yeah, I can definitely see some marking there as we are heading to the end of the 6th round. As Castro continues to be in uncharted territory, while Lopes will see the 7th round for the 2nd time in his career. His last fight, Jason Quirk in Portland, Maine. He went the full 8. You take a look at the corner of Castro. I don't think he looks that tired.
no,
Just more, I think, accepting that this guy is it's gonna be tough to get out of there. He just takes his instructions and fight at the pace he needs to. Whereas you can see from over at the Lopes corner, we see a little bit of a nick there at the end of the on the right side of his eye. He's
swelling
got
under his eye,
swelling
too.
under the cheek on the cheekbone as well. But I think he's here to go 8. He's here to try.
No, I think so too. And like you said, I think Castro realized that early on because he hasn't really put his foot on the gas pedal at all.
No,
He's just taking what's there for him and not getting hit.
doesn't need to.
Right, exactly.
All right, we're at round 7 of 8.
Good jab.
He continues to just stick behind the jab here. That is really, it's the jab and footwork. Judges tonight that will be deciding this bout, working all the bouts tonight. Joe Peace, Jackie Morrell, Ken Volovic. If you've been to a lot of local shows in Mass, you've definitely seen all 3 of those men working in some capacity. And that was the first time we really heard a response from the crowd there from a landed Castro punch, pretty loud. So maybe he thinks he's trying to test him to see if he can do something here in the last 2 rounds.
So were you playing with during the
I mean, you got to give Lopes.
Yeah.
He's still backing him up on the ropes and trying.
I mean, his output hasn't wavered since the first round. Like you said,
Really hasn't.
The number of punches landed probably aren't up there, but it's not by lack of effort.
No.
Tried to dig the body there, but again, just gets those elbows down and catches everything.
Castro's trying to time him with an uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
Missed a couple times now. Goes to a nice head-body combination instead. I think, sticking behind the jab at this point, probably his best bet.
Nice little check hook.
Yep. A little more oohs and ahs from the crowd this round. Castro looking to go to 11-1. He has 8 knockouts, while Lopes is trying to avoid going down to 500 at 8-8. The punches are definitely getting wider now from Lopes. I think Castro's having an even easier job bobbing and weaving. Just weaving out of those.
If it's over -12, then we're talking.
So we're getting just moments away here from the end of the 7th round. And there you go. Not much.
One left.
Not too much to say. It's just
Yeah.
I think the action speaks for itself. I think Castro he's cruising.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I don't think
you're not going to knock everybody out.
No.
I think he looks really good. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think
defense has been on point. He's
as long as the judges are paying attention, I really don't think there's much
debate as far as
here.
yeah,
Maybe
good check hook right
maybe
there.
a slip around in for Lopes, but honestly, I think it's been a pretty clear cut Castro performance here.
And that check hook at the beginning of this replay was, like you said, I think the biggest ooh or ah out of the crowd in the fight.
Absolutely. And it's good. I mean, this is what I'm sure Castro needed. His last fight, he scored a second-round knockout, and that was back in August. So he's been out of the ring for a little bit. Yeah, I think
Get the rounds.
Yeah, get the rounds in. Get
against
yeah,
a worthy opponent, you know.
certainly. Get the confidence built. That's certainly what they're looking for here as we go into the 8th and final round. I don't see a whole lot of 8-rounders on these Boston boxing shows.
No.
Usually our main events are about, maybe 8, occasional 10. So seeing one this early, a little bit rare, but considering where Castro is at his career, it makes sense.
Right. I think Rudy Ochoa might have fought in an 8-round on my debut card. And
that's a very good memory. Yes, he did.
the last one I can remember, out the gate anyway.
Yeah, that went all 8.
That went all 8.
That
So,
went all
yeah,
8.
yeah.
Absolutely, yes. That's a good throwback. That was during the pandemic era.
Yeah. Shout out to Rudy. Good piece.
Yeah, and Castro putting a little more heat behind his shots this round.
Well, now that you know
To
this is it, you know.
Yeah,
The last thing you want to do is end the fight and feel like you still got stuff in the tank.
for sure.
Jab just stays getting there, and
Another 1-2.
Lopes is just a step behind with the return of the fire. Nice
combination. So if you're Castro, you happy with this performance tonight? It doesn't look like he's getting the knockout, but
Right.
he's winning. I think it's safe to say most if not all the rounds here. I think overall good learning experience.
I think so. I mean, this guy Lopes came to fight from the very opening
He
bell.
still is.
I mean, he's been in there. I mean, if I get in there with a guy and went the distance that Francis Hogan couldn't knock out, I wouldn't be putting my head on my pillow that night disappointed in myself.
Sure.
I think he won every round up till this point. And like you said, too, a couple fights ago he was shocked by Mitch and caught and knocked out. So you're in there with a guy who, has a 92 knockout percentage or something. And, 7 out of his 8 wins have ended it by knockout. So, and you didn't get touched with a single punch that seemed to affect you. So I think,
Certainly.
plenty of positives to pull out just because you didn't, I'd rather see him in something like this than steamrolling a guy in a minute and a half, that doesn't belong in there. What you're not getting a ton out of that other than maybe, a viral knockout, which I know today is important. But as far as career building, right? I mean,
I think the mouthpiece fell out again. I think it was on the Lopes side.
I think so, yeah.
It was Castro
Castro
this time. It was
yeah.
Castro this time. Okay, both of them have had a mouthpiece
apiece.
issue at this point. As we're getting close.
But yeah,
to,
I wouldn't be.
yeah.
I wouldn't be down on this performance if I was him. Nope, dropped it again.
Mouthpiece fumbled.
Yep.
See if we can attempt number 2. I'll tell you.
Like I said, he hasn't been 8, right? So
yeah, hasn't been 8.
He went 8.
I'll tell you.
Albeit.
I don't think Lopes
crazy
was
happens.
upset about that mouthpiece falling out. He's
No.
breathing. He's breathing hard in that corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with
When
you.
Melissa broke me and Johnny Kim, it was a very welcome break for him too.
Oh yeah, yes, I remember that. There we go.
No,
End
good
of
way
8.
to end it. Yep.
Both guys
Good
put
fight.
8 rounds in the bank. For my unofficial scorecard, I think Castro 80-72.
72,
I
yep.
could see a 79-73. I'd really be surprised if it's any bit closer than that. But you never know.
Yeah. It sucks to say 80-72, when the other guy
Yep.
showed up to fight and did his,
and you can
but
see from the replay.
you judge it round by round. I
Yep.
can't pick out a round that, he outworked Castro.
I agree.
But again, like we said, the only 3 opinions that matter are the judges you mentioned earlier, and
Yes. So we'll
it's
see.
a very subjective sport, the most subjective sport as far as scoring.
I would hope a fight like this, they'll get it right. I think it was pretty clear. I don't know what Lopes looks a little bit unhappy about something, but the fight's over. So
Yeah, right.
It is at this point. It is what it is.
a good way to open the show.
Yep. Pretty solid 8-rounder banked there, and again we have 8 more fights coming up tonight. Next up is going to be a 4-round bout between Mario Christopher Ramirez, aka Christopher Strelo, from Simi Valley, California, who's been making his way to the New England area quite a bit these last 2 years, and he'll be going in there, I think, with a step up in class. Against Keenan Raymond, an upset guy who's way better than his record.
The most deceiving 1-7-2 record in New England.
Much better than that
opinion.
record.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that as our next fight happens. But yeah, he's definitely could if fights had gone his way, he could have a better record than that for sure. So we're just waiting for the scorecards here from the commission.
Yep. Show of respect shown between the 2 fighters afterwards.
I mean, it's a win-win for Bliss. It's a win-win in a way for both guys. Castro gets the rounds in. He's going to get another win on his record. And Lopes, again, going rounds with a prospect.
Yep.
And
I mean, obviously, you always want to win.
You want to win.
You want to have a
obviously.
winning record, which
But
he
you're not
forfeits tonight. But still,
You're not getting knocked out.
right? No.
You're showing that you're durable, and because if he wants to keep boxing, they'll give him a call.
And like you said, at 41, impressive.
In great shape, yeah. Guy looks like he could run marathons.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, you expect to see a 41-year-old in there with an 8-round fight. You expect the 7th and 8th round to be a lot of holding, clinching.
Yes.
There was more clinching through the first 6 minutes of the fight than there was for the rest of it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
well said.
plenty of output. Nobody can say he didn't show up to win. Taking a little longer than I would have expected
I'm
for
not
the
sure.
cards
I think
here.
they're trying to maybe take his hand wraps off. Or,
his
they got
glove.
a glove. They had a glove
Yeah.
stuck, and they're struggling to pry that glove off. There we go.
Yep.
Melissa trying to get these both of them in the middle of the ring here. We get the scorecards read.
Here's Pete.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for both of these warriors going 8 hard rounds to begin the night here in Melrose, Massachusetts. After 8 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Joe Peace scored the fight 77-75, whereas judges Ken Bolovic and Jackie Morrell scored the fight 79-73. For your winner, via unanimous decision, Josniel Castro!
Case in point, Ray.
I'm going to say this. The fact that one judge just scored that fight 5-3 has me a little bit concerned for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could see 3 rounds for Lopes. I think 79-73 is a very good scorecard.
You're telling me if one round went the other way, that would be a draw?
That would be a draw.
That's madness.
I can't see that at all. That 79-73 card.
I can live with that. Like you said, there might be a round. He worked every round, so
100%.
maybe you appreciated his work rate and come forward
For sure.
early in the fight when Castro was more on his back foot, but
5-3.
that's bananas.
We're in for an interesting night,
Yeah.
I think.
And like you said, if you're coming up in a 50-50 fight like this next one, I'd
gonna-
be
yeah.
doing everything in my power to try to not leave it up to the judges.
No, you want to win those rounds very convincingly.